You have observed ICLEI's development over the last 18 years. Is there anything you would like to say to hundreds of local government leaders gathered in Incheon, Korea, to celebrate our 20th anniversary?
Well, the first thing I say is I wish I were there in person, but at least I am happy to have this opportunity of greeting them and congratulating them and making the point that the future of civilization is very much in the hands of those who make the local decisions which determine the direction of our society. And so this is a very important meeting. I would say in many ways even more important than a global meeting. But there has to be relationship between what is decided at the local level and what is happening at the global level. Because at the global level is really just a collection of what is happening at the local level. So the real leaders are there at your meeting, the meeting that I am now having the privilege to address. This is, and my belief is very strong, is that there must be, the local leaders must have more say in the global, at the global level. There is not a good enough mechanism for the local leaders where the decisions are really made to have their influence on the national level and the global level. So I think ICLEI's big challenge is to continue to progress as the instrument through which local authorities have their national and global influence. And the decisions that are made are not just made by the global and national leaders, but they are made at your level in cooperation with the national and the local leadership. You are the base of the leadership. The foundations of the leadership are at the level of the local authorities. They cannot do it alone, of course, but the national and global leaders cannot implement or even take these decisions effectively without the involvement of the authorities at the local level. So I really think that I'm proud of the progress that ICLEI has made, but I'm saying that the world needs ICLEI even more now than when it was created. But now you have experience, you have offices, you have constituencies around the world. So ICLEI is in a much stronger position now, also, to take on these expanded responsibilities.
So the preparations for the Rio Plus 20 Earth Summit have started. When you look back at the state of the world 20 years ago and today, which are the areas where you would say we have really made progress and we have addressed the challenges? And which areas are you still most concerned about?
Well, there has been progress in certain areas. The main progress is in understanding our problems and in public awareness of the problems. Where the difficulties are is that even with greater awareness, there has not been enough action. Lots of words, lots of resolutions, governments take decisions, but their implementation is still very questionable. So despite the fact that there is more knowledge, there is more awareness, the condition of the environment at the local and global levels in so many cases now is actually worse than it was in Rio 20 years, well, 18 years ago, which soon will be 20 years. Yes, there has been progress. At the same time, the problem is even greater now than it was at that time. And I am very hopeful that Rio Plus 20 will give new momentum to the movement, give new momentum not only just to resolutions and promises, because governments, unfortunately, national governments have too often taken decisions which they do not live up to. Of course, it varies, some do more than others, but so we cannot afford to go on that way. Big decisions, big publicity, big conferences, and then not sufficient follow-up action. ICLEI, operating at your level, which is at the base of the system, can and should and is already showing how to take the lead in this. So I would say that I hope that Rio Plus 20 will reinforce recognition of ICLEI's role and reinforce also the actual influence that ICLEI and its members have on the global, national and global processes.
Thank you, Maurice, for your time and for what you have told us, the local government community, which is very encouraging, but also putting some challenge on us to do better and to do more.